Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Can you see this board?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything to ask from last class?
No,
So,
sir.
in the last class, we discussed diamagnetism. Okay. And let me quickly summarize what we discussed in this case. If we do not apply any external field, the atoms have their angular moment, atoms have their magnetic moment in all directions. So let me discuss only two directions. Electrons are moving clockwise, or magnetic moment is up, or electrons are moving counterclockwise, or a magnetic moment is down. Both the what type of atoms are roughly 50%, and therefore their net contribution is 0, right? But when we apply some external magnetic field, let us say direction is up, then what we see, so initial magnetic moment was m naught. Now this m, the magnetic moment of those atoms or those electron orbits which are parallel to field, their magnitude decreases, and those who are opposite to it, their magnitude now increases. How much is the difference? So omega, the change in frequency is this much, and from there you can calculate the change in magnetic moment. So now net magnetization is not 0. And it is opposite to applied field. Okay. What is the net magnetization? Per atom is this magnetic moment, change in magnetic moment. How much it is? Let me see from the book itself. So it was EV upon 2m. Delta omega is this. How much is delta m? E square pi square r square b upon 4m. Okay, no pi. E square r square b upon 4m. Okay. This is per atom. Change in magnitude due to one orbit of an atom. Okay. So what is m? Magnetization, magnetic moment of n atoms. What is n? N is the numbers of atoms in unit volume. So how much it is? E square b upon 4m. Write down all the radius here of first atom, second atom, and so on. Not only this. This is due to only one orbit. There are many orbits in each atom. If atomic number is Z, there are Z electrons in each atom. So how many orbits are here? From one atom, we are getting Z orbits. From n atoms, we are going to get n times Z orbit, right? And this is the answer when magnetic field is perpendicular to orbit. If orbit is not perpendicular to magnetic field, like this case, then what we do now? So we take projection of this orbit in the xy plane. Okay. The radius of this orbit is how much? This is the real radius, which is x square plus y square plus z square. But the r square that we need here is projected orbit, r square, which is how much only? X square plus y square. What is connection between these two orbits? R square is r naught square 2/3. Okay. What is this summation? So r square average is r1 square plus r2 square plus rnz square divided by how many terms? N times z. So this summation is simply is equal to r square average into nz. So we put all the things here, and this average r square is 2/3 r naught square average nz. So using all these numbers, we finally get this answer for susceptibility. Chi is equal to mu naught z e square n r naught square divided by 6n. Okay. So this that's where we stop. This is the susceptibility with minus sign. Why minus? Because magnetic moment is opposite to applied field. This is negative. All these numbers are negative. What does it depend on? Mu naught is a constant. It depends on atomic number. E square is a constant. N is the atomic density. R naught is the atomic radius. And M is the mass of atoms. So you can see these numbers cannot change very easily. For one sample, all these numbers are fixed. It simply means that you cannot change diamagnetic property of any atom or any material. Like if you increase the temperature, there is no effect on the diamagnetic effect of the sample. Okay. Independent of temperature. Second, diamagnetism is everywhere because this whole phenomena that atoms, the electrons are moving around atoms, and when you apply magnetic field, they have different frequency. This is true for every atom. We did not consider any special case. It means every sample, every material, every substance has this much susceptibility. Okay. Or diamagnetism is a universal phenomenon. Okay. So you can say that all the materials are diamagnetic. But then why don't you see it? I mean, why don't you, when you experimentally verify susceptibility, you see some materials are paramagnetic, you see some materials are ferromagnetic. If all the materials are diamagnetic, we should see it experimentally also. Problem is in the magnitude of this number. What is the magnitude? So you take any material, let us take copper. The chi is of the order of 10 to the power minus 6. This number is so small that it is not easy to check this number. Now let us say we have a paramagnetic material. So in a paramagnetic material, we have two effects. One coming from paramagnetic, one coming from diamagnetic. The effect due to paramagnetic is much stronger than the effect due to diamagnetic. Paramagnetic effect diamagnetic से कहीं गुना ज़्यादा होते हैं. That is why we do not see this diamagnetic behavior in paramagnetic substance. Similarly for ferromagnetic, chi for ferromagnetic is much larger than this value. Ferromagnetic का chi इनसे कहीं गुना बड़ा होता है. So we cannot see such a small number with respect to those big numbers. That is why we do not see diamagnetic in all samples, but in true sense it is in every sample. True sense में ये हर जगह है. Okay. So this is all about diamagnetic. Now let us discuss the next, and it has completely opposite behavior. Paramagnetism. What is paramagnetism? If you do not apply any field in paramagnetic substances, there is no magnetization. Okay. But if you apply any field, then there is a magnetization in the material, and this M is in the direction of H, or chi, which is M by H, is positive number. So what does it say? If you have a substance, you apply some field, some magnetization is automatically created inside the material, or the net magnetic field, which is B. B is what? Magnetic field inside the material is equal to mu naught H plus M is greater than mu naught H here. Okay. So magnetic field inside material is greater than applied field for paramagnetic substances. Now, why do we have such behavior for paramagnetic substances? Diamagnetic तो नहीं होता. In fact, we have opposite behavior there. So this is due to spinning of electron. Source of magnetization in paramagnetic substances is spinning of electron. Now what happens when electrons are spinning? So you can understand it in this way. Let us say we have one atom. It has positive core, and around this positive core electrons are moving. Okay. What is so how many electrons in an orbit? In nth orbit, numbers of electrons are 2n square, right? So we can have 2 electrons in first orbit, in second orbit we can have 8 electrons, But not only this, their spins are also connected. If this electron is spinning anti-clockwise or its magnetic moment is pointing up, then it is clear that this electron will be rotating clockwise or its magnetic moment will be down. Okay. Same is true for second orbit. If one electron is moving up, other will be moving down and so on. So electron always try to make pair. And if we have half filled orbit or if we have partially filled orbit, let us say we have 4 electrons. So one electron will be spin up, second will be spin down, third will be spin up, fourth will be spin down. Let us say we have 5 electrons. Then we have a situation like this or this. Means one of the electron will be spinning either up or down. So if we have a situation like this, all the electrons are paired. No applied magnetic field. All electrons are paired. What does it mean? What is the net magnetic moment due to spin? Any answer? Single atom का कितना magnetic moment होगा if all electrons are paired?
Around to 0.
It is 0 because let us say one electron is producing m magnetic moment. This one is producing minus m. So total is 0. Yes, any doubt? Okay. And if we apply some magnetic field in this case, all electrons are paired. What is net magnetic moment now? कोई net magnetic moment होगा इसमें? Net magnetic moment due to spin of electrons. So we have 2 electrons now. Initially they are of same magnetic moment, both are m0, but their directions are opposite. If we apply magnetic field, let us say magnetic field is up, then obviously their magnetic moment will now change. This will become m1, which is less than m0. This will become m2, which is greater than m0 with the opposite sign. So we will get some magnetic moment. This is same as diamagnetic effect, right? Same as diamagnetic. How much is the contribution? किस order का contribution होगा? It's a small contribution. Okay. Or we can say that no paramagnetic effect here. Or we can simply say that if we have a material where all the electrons are paired, then such material do not show any paramagnetic behavior. ऐसा मटेरियल जिसके सभी इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पेयर्ड है, ऐसे मटेरियल पैरामैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट शो नहीं करते हैं. What about the case when, let us say, no applied field? Some electrons are unpaired. Let us say one electron is unpaired. So if we have only one atom, we will have one electron which is unpaired, and this is the net magnetic moment of that atom. Okay, because all other moments are just cancelling each other. If we have many atoms, we have many magnetic moment. One atom will be pointing up, some other atom will be pointing like this, some atoms will point like this, some will point like this. What is the net effect? क्या net effect होगा? Net magnetic moment of one atom. In the previous case, magnetic moment of one atom was zero. एक एटम का जीरो था, पूरे सब्सटेंस का भी जीरो होगा. Now, net magnetic moment of one atom is non-zero. But net magnetic moment of the whole sample is this also non-zero? क्या ये भी non-zero होगा? So these are many atoms. They are not talking to each other. इनमें आपस में कोई connection भी नहीं है. So their magnetic moment are independent to each other. They are having some random directions. So if we take vector sum, this is close to zero. Now let us apply some magnetic field here. What do you expect now? So we have many magnetic moments, and let us say this is the applied field. What do you expect what will happen to these magnetic moments? If you put some random moments in an applied field, what will happen? Any answer? So you can think of it like some electrons were moving in this orbit. A electron is moving in this orbit. A electron is moving in this orbit. A electron is moving in this orbit. So these orbits are randomly oriented. And now you are putting all these orbits in magnetic field. What kind of behavior do you expect? Okay. So let us freeze here. इसको यहीं पे रोकते हैं. First of all, let us discuss what happens to an orbit if we put this orbit in a magnetic field. Okay. Once we know this behavior, we can discuss this also. So let us put it on hold here, and let me start this topic, this subtopic. Magnetic moment in external field. Let me draw some lines which can be used as coordinate systems. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. Okay. So let me consider some orbit, and let me use some rectangular orbit so that we can do the calculations quite easily. And the orbit look like this. So this is a rectangular loop. ये एक rectangular loop है. The width is a, ये जो width है इसका ये a है, and this length is l, इसकी length l है. So you can assume that this rectangular loop is placed on the z-axis and it is making some angle from the y-axis. Y-axis से कितना एंगल बन रहा है? This is a. Okay. So this loop is making theta angle from the y-axis. Okay. All these angles are 90 degree. ये सभी angle 90 degree. And let us assume some current is. Let us assume this is the direction of magnetic field along y-axis. So this is magnetic field everywhere. Okay. B. So B is along y-axis. And let us assume some current is flowing in this loop. How much is the current? Let us say that current is I. Okay. What is the magnetic moment of this loop? इस loop का magnetic moment कितना होगा?
ALI.
L A, which is the area of this loop, into I. Direction? Direction is, let me redraw it so that I can draw the direction also. Just 1 minute.
Sir, minus X cap minus Z cap. Minus
Yes.
Y cap.
Let me avoid the minus sign because that will confuse you more. So let me get rid of minus sign first. So let me make my loop like this. There is nothing special in this case, just to get positive signs everywhere. This is my loop. Okay. Same line here. Okay. So this is A. This is L. Okay. And let me say this is the current. So this angle is theta. All right. And what is the direction of magnetic moment now? Let me use the red color for it. So
I cap minus J cap.
yes. So let me put the magnetic moment vector in this direction. Okay. Perpendicular to it, this. This is magnetic moment vector. This angle is also theta, right? Now this loop has 4 sides, and in all 4 sides some current is flowing. Equal current is flowing I. Okay. How much is the force on each wire? हर एक वायर पे कितना फोर्स लग रहा है?
IBL.
So what is the direction of the force? Force की direction क्या होगी? Let me use the red color for it. On this top wire, direction of force is F is equal to Q times V cross B, right? So I is along positive charges. So charges are moving along current. So V cross B means this direction along minus x-axis on this wire, along plus x-axis on this wire. Direction here is, what is the direction here? This is downward. So
Sir, minus I cap plus plus J cap minus I cap. Like that.
J, so Q cross B. So V cross B is, so it is like in this direction, right? B cross B means something like this, along Y axis, along Z axis. So what you see, two forces, let me call them F1 and F2. They are trying to rotate the loop, right? And the other two forces, F3 and F4, I'm not going to write them here. They are trying to shrink or expand the loop. Let me draw a clean picture, something like X and Y axis only. So if I do not draw Z axis, then this is the situation. This is X axis, Y axis, Z is perpendicular to it. I am not going to draw, उसको मैं draw नहीं कर रहा हूँ. The loop look like this. Loop आपको सिर्फ एक line के जैसा दिखेगा, right? There is a force on this side. There is a force on this side, and the force on the other side is just opposite to each other, that are trying to compress or stress the loop. दो forces इसको rotate करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और दो forces इसको stretch या compress करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. So what will happen when you put this loop in loop? क्या होगा जब आप इस rigid loop को इस field में रखेंगे? Obviously it's a rigid loop, so geometry is not going to change, but yes, it can rotate. ये rotate जरूर करेगा. How much is that force? ये force कितना है? L B I, right? How much is the torque? कितना torque generate होगा इससे? So torque.
IBL into A by 2.
Something is not right. So torque means this force, and obviously this loop will rotate around its center, right? How much is the distance? It is equal to force times force is I B L. How much is perpendicular distance? ये distance कितना होगा? This angle is theta, so this angle, this is cos theta. This is A by 2. So A by 2 cos theta. This is the torque generated by this force. Similar torque will be generated by other force. So total torque is twice of this. Torque is equal to I B L A cos theta. Or I can also write it like what is what is LAI, that is M. So M B cos theta. Can I further simplify it? क्या इसको और simplify कर सकते हैं? What is the angle between M and B? M और B के बीच क्या एंगल है? This is B, this is M. So angle between M and B is 90 plus theta, right? So I can say it is MB sine 90 plus theta, or is equal to MB sine phi. Phi is angle between M and B. Okay. This is the torque. What is the purpose of this torque? This torque is rotating this loop. किस डायरेक्शन में रोटेट कर रहा है? So as I apply this torque, this loop will rotate counterclockwise. कब तक रोटेट करेगा? Unless this loop becomes flat, right? When it is flat, क्या होगा? Its magnetic moment vector becomes parallel to magnetic field. So it means that as soon as you apply a magnetic field, all this magnetic moment vector will start rotating. किधर को rotate करेंगे? Towards magnetic field. So all this magnetic moment vector will align themselves towards magnetic field. Okay. What is the net magnetization now? अब net magnetization क्या होगा? It is non-zero, and not only this non-zero, सिर्फ non-zero ही नहीं होगा. Its magnitude is significantly large. Okay. So this magnitude is so large that you can ignore such a small diamagnetic effect. अब इस इफेक्ट के रेस्पेक्ट में जो डायमैग्नेटिक इफेक्ट की वजह से रिवर्स मैग्नेटिक फील्ड बनता है उसको आप इग्नोर कर सकते हैं. So two things are clear. Paramagnetic effects are much stronger than diamagnetic. Paramagnetic materials का मैग्नेटाइजेशन डायमैग्नेटिक से कहीं ज्यादा होता है. And second, only those materials shows paramagnetic effect which have unpaired electrons. जिन materials के पास unpaired electrons हैं वही आपको paramagnetic effect show कर सकते हैं. Those who do not have unpaired electrons, they usually do not show any paramagnetic effect. Now same thing. How much is that? Can we calculate M? क्या M calculate कर सकते हैं इसके लिए? M means magnetic moment per unit volume. You can say it is quite easy. Why? Just calculate any one of the magnetic moment and then multiply it with the n. What is n? Numbers of atoms in unit volume. सिर्फ एक का कैलकुलेट कीजिए और n से मल्टीप्लाई कर दीजिए, आपको मिल जाएगा. बट इट इज नॉट ट्रू. क्यों? On each magnetic moment there are two effects working together. इस पे दो इफेक्ट्स हैं जो एक साथ वर्क कर रहे हैं. What is one effect? Due to this applied field की वजह से. What is the role of it? To align this magnetic moment parallel to itself, अपने parallel करने का. What is the second effect? Second effect is coming from temperature. Temperature is trying to distort this ordering. टेम्परेचर की वजह से ये अपनी ऑर्डरिंग को नहीं मेंटेन कर पाएंगे. They just try to distort their ordering. So if temperature is equal to 0, T is equal to 0 Kelvin, then yes, your answer is right. Calculate moment of one and multiply it with the numbers of atoms in unit volume. This is when T is equal to 0 K. But if T is not 0 Kelvin, then this is not the correct picture. तब ये correct picture नहीं है. So what kind of situation we have? We have a mixed effect of both. Something like this. They are favoring the magnetic field. Magnetic field को ही favor कर रहे हैं. But they are also affected by the temperature. Okay. So we have some mixed effect, and accordingly we will have effect of temperature. If we keep on increasing temperature, T is extremely high. T को बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ा दीजिए, and let us say B is fixed, H को fix रखिए. What will happen now? So obviously they will go towards temperature side, so they will again get some random effect. ये फिर से random effect में आ जाएंगे, means no paramagnetism. Okay. So what we experimentally observe is that if I increase H, यदि H बढ़ाएंगे, M increases, M भी बढ़ता है. If I increase T, M decreases, M कम भी होता है. Okay. So here susceptibility follow the magnetic field, but at the same time it is also affected by the temperature. Okay. So it is not like diamagnetic. Diamagnetic का temperature से कोई connection नहीं है. It is always fixed quantity. But paramagnetic behavior are affected by temperature. If you keep on increasing the temperature, you will lose the paramagnetic property of the materials. Okay. So how do we include effect of temperature? Temperature का effect आप कैसे include करेंगे? Any suggestion? कोई suggestion है आपके?
काई की वैल्यू चेंज करके. काई की वैल्यू चेंज करके.
Actually, here we are going to find temperature temperature dependence on chi. Chi temperature के साथ कैसे change होता है? So, do you know anything where you can, through which you can find out temperature dependence on this magnetic moment? Temperature से ये magnetic moment कैसे distort करते हैं? Any idea of Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics?
नो सर.
थर्मल में पढ़ा है आपने? नहीं पढ़ा है. So I will discuss that also. So first let me discuss two more things. Where are we? Here. So this is one thing. Second thing is, let me go to the next page. Study effect of temperature. And this treatment is quite general. ये ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ हम इस केस में अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, ये आप सभी जगह अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. So let me deal with simplest problem, and the problem is this. We have gas particles in a chamber. एक chamber में ढेर सारे gas particles हैं, and this gas is kept at some constant temperature. T is equal to some constant value. The question is, do all the particles have same speed? क्या सभी particles की speed same है इसमें?
No, sir.
Then what kind of distribution do they follow? कोई distribution follow करेंगे, right?
Yes, sir.
What is that distribution?
Maxwell speed distribution.
Yes. So Maxwell actually tells you about velocity distribution. Actually, it talks about the distribution of component of velocities. It is proportional to minus dvx. Or in general, I mean, you can also write half mv square is equal to energy of the particle. The numbers of particle in dE range around E are proportional to half mv square is equal to E upon kT and dE. This is Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution law. Okay. So what is the distribution? That is completely defined by this temperature term. If temperature is 0, then it is possible that all the electrons are moving in same direction, because now there is no thermal fluctuation in it. यदि T को 0 कर देंगे, कोई fluctuation नहीं होगा, सभी पार्टिकल उधर को ही जाएंगे जिधर को आप उनको फोर्स करेंगे. Okay. But if T is not 0, then they collide with each other, they fluctuate, and they follow this distribution. So we will also apply the same thing. हम भी इसी को apply करेंगे. But for that, what we need? Energy. Energy of, here we have gas particles, so gas particles का energy. Here we have magnetic moments. हमारे पास क्या है यहाँ पर? Magnetic moments है. So we need energy of magnetic moments. So let me go back and let me introduce third more topic now. Energy of magnetic moments. So how much energy is there in a magnetic moment? So let me play some trick here. If you apply this much torque, yes. What was it? So if you apply this much torque, then you can rotate this magnetic moment, right? How much work we will have to do in rotating? कितना work करना पड़ेगा हमको इसको rotate करने में? So let us calculate work done in rotating from phi 1 to phi 2. Means किसी एक टाइम पर मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट और फील्ड के बीच में एंगल φ1 था. At some time the angle between magnetic moment and magnetic field was φ1. Now we rotate it to a limit that now angle becomes φ2. How much is the work? कितना वर्क करना पड़ा? The work done in this process is delta W is applied torque times change in angle. Total work is change in angle from φ1 to φ2 torque times delta phi d phi. So how much is that? φ1 to φ2 mb sin phi d phi, or this is now is equal to how much? Minus mb cos phi limit φ1 to φ2 is equal to minus mb cos phi 2 minus mb cos phi 1. Okay, or let me say it is equal to W is equal to U2 minus U1. What is U2? U2 is the energy at angle phi 2. U1 is the energy at angle phi 1. What is U2? Minus m dot b. M dot v means m into b into angle between them. Angle between them is phi 2. Okay. So you can think of it like initially dipole moment has U1 energy, and after doing this much work on dipole moment, its new energy becomes U2. शुरू में U1 energy थी, W work आपने किया, and now energy becomes U2. Okay. So you can think of that when moment is making phi angle, then they have this much energy. Okay. Means, or other words, when magnetic moment and fields are in same direction, they are in minimum energy state. कितना energy होगा इनका? Minus mv. Phi is 0. If they are anti-parallel, they are in the unstable state. How much is the energy? Maximum. Why? Phi is equal to 180. This is intermediate state. How much is the energy here? 0. Angle कितना है? 90 degree. This is B, this is M. This is B, this is M. This is B, this is. And when they are making some angle, जब कोई angle है इन दोनों के बीच में, the angle is phi. Energy is how much? Minus mb cos phi or minus m dot b. So this is stable case. It is the minimum possible energy. This is the unstable case because it is now at maximum energy and other states are intermediate. So this is the energy of the dipole moment. Now let us apply this formula. So probability of, not here. So we have this substance, and in this substance, some dipole moments are in this direction, some in this direction, some in this. Let us say this is the applied field. Yeah, applied field. This is the applied field. Okay. Or H, whatever you call. Now some of them are aligned along the field. Some of them may be opposite to also. Some of them कुछ इनके opposite भी होंगे. But one thing is clear. एक चीज clear है. The moments parallel to H की और वाले moments ज्यादा होंगे. H के opposite moments कम होंगे. What is the distribution? क्या distribution होगा इनका at some temperature T? Distribution is given by this formula. Magnetic moments. So those who are parallel, जो parallel है field के, इनका energy कितना है? E is equal to minus mb. Those who are anti-parallel, जो anti-parallel है, उनको कैसे पता करेंगे आप? Their energy is mb. Those who are perpendicular to H, इनको कैसे identify करेंगे आप? Their energy is 0. So the number of magnetic moments which have energy E, which have energy in the range dE around E, are proportional to this. E to the power minus E upon kT dE, or proportional to E. What is E? E is equal to this formula. mb cos theta upon kT dE. What is dE? Let us calculate it. E is equal to minus mb cos theta. So dE is equal to mb sin theta d theta. mb sin theta d theta. So you can also say, आप ये भी कह सकते हैं, थीटा से थीटा प्लस डी थीटा की रेंज में होने वाले मोमेंट्स इस नंबर के प्रोपोर्शनल है. द मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट्स which are having angle from theta to theta plus d theta from the magnetic fields are proportional to this number. Okay. Numbers of magnetic moments making angle theta to theta plus d theta are proportional to e to the power mb cos theta upon kt mb sin theta d theta. Okay. So now we know how many are parallel to field, how many are opposite to field, how many are perpendicular to it, how many are making 45 degree, and so on. Okay. So once we know this distribution, now we can calculate whatever we want. जब हमको distribution मिल गया, तब हम कुछ भी calculate कर सकते हैं. So in next class, what we will calculate? Magnetization. And once we know the magnetization, we will also calculate chi. Okay. And as you obviously see, आप यहाँ से देख सकते हैं, magnetization depends on temperature, and therefore chi also depends on temperature. Okay. So what is the chi dependence on temperature? That we will discuss in the next class. Any doubt here? यहाँ पे कुछ पूछना है आपको? Anything from Maxwell-Boltzmann's distribution? Although it is topic of first semester. So let me end this class here.
Thank you, sir.